So, lads, it's 1:40 in the morning, which means it's green snuggy time, and I haven't even fully warmed up yet, so there's going to be a little bit of a lisp right here. I bit my tongue a couple of days ago. So, yeah, the reason why I'm making this video is I did not want to leave. I have a whole bunch of videos to do, and I just decided to make this video because I didn't want to wait until tomorrow. I've got a couple of more things I want to record tomorrow, like Cheryl Swoops talking about the Fever in preseason. As expected, you're not hearing anything positive from Cheryl Swoops about the Indiana Fever. Fever's event with the rookies before waving them all, the Valkyries crowd, Van Lith, Paige, talking about the rivalry, Jordan Canada's injury, Stone Prince. There's so much to talk about, but we got to talk about this. This one's enough to get me out of bed. This one's enough to get me out of bed like 1:40 in the morning. And yes, I have a messed up sleep pattern, lads. But there was an article here that I got sent by the Christian S Twitter account. Got sent it by him. And it is basically talking about Nike with Angel Wilson and with Caitlyn Clark. And I'm not really here to talk about Angel Wilson. I do think that them only reportedly releasing 3,000 shoes, like with 3,000 shoes, you would assume it would sell out. You would very, very much assume that it would sell out. And with them selling out, everyone was like, "Oh, they sold it in 5 minutes." Well, yeah, apparently if there's only 3,000, you would assume that there's way more South Carolina fans than that. 1 and 2, the shoes are actually really nice. Like, regardless of what anyone says, the AJ Wilson shoes are really nice. And if we're being honest here, if we're being completely honest, it's a situation where where Nike are going to have a small amount of the shoe, have them sell out in a minute to make everyone want to buy them when they release the bigger batches. We know what happens. We know what Nike wants to do. But obviously, this is an entire article talking about, obviously, Nike not being able to sell Asia and this type of stuff, and I don't think they're going to be able to do it long term. But the shoes speak for themselves. The shoes are beautiful. Nike Asia shoes are great. Just like Sabrina. Sabrina is not more popular than half of the men on Nike's roster, but her shoes are nicer, so people buy them. So that is just an objective fact. But this is what I want to talk about. Clark has been a fairly deferential superstar, but there are rumblings that she's taking notice of Nike's shrift. I don't know what shrift means, but Nike's short shrift treatment. So I would hope that Ethan Strauss, who wrote this, who is I'm pretty sure he's like employed by The Athletic. I would hope that the rumors of Caitlyn Clark taking notice is more than her brother retweeting an anti-Nike tweet. I would hope it's more than that. And obviously that tweet's been unretweeted. I do hope that there's more than that. And I stand by this when I say this. A lot of people are blaming the agent. And I mean, I have as well. But I think the agent's done such a good job with everything else that maybe the agent didn't know. And to be fair, I don't think anyone, when they signed that deal, because if you guys don't know how Nike deals work, everyone who has a signature line makes a certain percentage of their of the sales of their signature line. And my assumption would be for a lot of these players, or for Caitlyn Clark, she probably thought, you know what, I'm going to make a ton of money off my likeness. I'm going to make a ton of money off stuff they've given for me. And if you guys are Nike, and a lot of people are like, oh, Nike's Caitlyn Clark has had a signature shoe, or Paige Bueckers has, or sorry, no, not even that. Angel Wilson has to get a signature shoe first, and I'm like, okay, yeah, fair enough. Even if you want to have that logic, why did Paige Bueckers have an entire advertising campaign around her going number 1? Caitlyn Clark had crickets. They're live tweeting a bunch of games. Caitlyn Clark goes back to Iowa, crickets. it genuinely seems like they're just happy out that Caitlin Clark is on their roster so that she's not competing against them. And a lot of people are saying, oh, this is why Nike are failing. And I don't think it's necessarily a Caitlin Clark versus AJ Wilson thing. But it does seem like we've seen, it is mentioned in this article that it's very clear Nike have decided that they can only promote one person at a time, and that AJ Wilson, until everything's done with AJ Wilson, I can't do anything with Caitlin Clark. And it's hard to believe from the outside looking in that that's not the case. It is, that's what it looks like. That's really what it looks like. That they know they have Caitlin Clark tied down for 8 years, and they know that they can't do anything. However, there's gonna be ways out of these contracts. Maybe not. Maybe someone can't buy her out of the contract. But if you are Caitlin Clark, you are looking, and I don't even think it's that bad looking to AJ Wilson. I think the refusal to mention anything about Caitlin Clark during the AJ Wilson thing is weird, because I have nothing wrong with the promotion of AJ. I don't think there's anything wrong with promoting AJ Wilson. She has a new shoe. They've done a good job promoting it. The commercial was good. There was a lot of positive things. And by the way, AJ Wilson's shoes are look incredible. If they're in any way decent playing wise, I don't care whose name's on them. I'm wearing the shoes. I don't care how much I hate a player. If I like their shoes, I'll wear them. Like, that's all that really matters. I will just go out there and wear a pair of shoes that are best. And I have to wear I either have to wear low top shoes or like the Kobe 9 Elites after my Achilles tear. So I'm 100% going to try out a pair of AJ ones. Like I use Breanna ones at the minute, and they're kind of old, so I'll probably buy a pair. Either way, they don't need to ignore Caitlin Clark just because of AJ Wilson. And based on all, like, there's been rumblings amongst people talking about Nike, that Nike even years ago said that they've put everything from Caitlin Clark on the back burner until they're finished with anything AJ Wilson related. But I'm like, if even if that is the case, like, why did Paige Bueckers get the red carpet rolled out for as a rookie, but Caitlin Clark got ignored? And to be fair, like, in terms of a lot of arrangements, Erin Kane's done a great job, her agent, with a lot of the business deals. But this Nike deal, at this stage, I don't even blame the agent. I want to know what's going on. I really want to know what's going on in Nike, because I genuinely think there has to be something strange going on. Because it is, like, I'm sorry, when you compare what Nike did for Caitlin Clark winning Rookie of the Year versus what Nike did for AJ Wilson winning MVP. Like the AJ MVP shirt versus the Caitlin Clark Rookie of the Year t-shirt. Like the AJ's MVP, they had a proper t-shirt, like a proper thing celebrating her. For Caitlin Clark's MVP, maybe they just didn't expect Caitlin Clark to win Rookie of the Year. They just assumed it was going to be Angel Reese, but they just have text. They just have text. That's all it was. And every single thing with Caitlin Clark has been bad. There was the commercial that they showed, and they had somebody calling out, hyping up all the players. And there's like 10 players on the t-shirt, and they talked about 9 of them. In the commercial, and just ignored Caitlin Clark, so much so that the people complained so much that Nike had to re-release it with a cutoff in the middle of the commercial where you can't hear any background noise, and it just sounds like the actor going, Rookie of the Year, Caitlin Clark, in monotone, and then it cuts back to the normal commercial, and they said, oh no, this is the real edition. When you can't hear background noise, it's mad. It was madness. What Nike have done with Caitlin Clark, I don't get it. It's embarrassing. And There is no. I tweeted it out. I actually don't think Caitlin Clark cares, because at the end of the day, I think Caitlin Clark is focused on one thing and one thing only, and it's basketball. I think Caitlin Clark is focused on basketball. However, I do think that I do think that the people around Caitlin Clark, obviously we've seen Conor McCaffrey's retweet. There is no way her agent's happy with this. There is no way her family are happy with this. There is no way anyone around Caitlin Clark is happy with this, because Nike is her biggest brand deal, and she is signed for 8 years and realistically screwed. And if her fans aren't happy with it, you better believe some of the people around her aren't happy with it. Albeit, like, Conor McCaffrey made sure that tweet was up long enough that it got national attention and then took down the tweet. He's not dumb. He's not done with that. So anyway, yeah, that is pretty much it, lads. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And as always, thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.